recording this computer. Hooray! Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Team Renewed Hope Zoom. If you are here live with us, thank you for being here, Rhonda. We're happy to see you. And if you are watching the rewatch, thank you so much for taking the time to connect with your team. It's so important. So guys, we're just going to jump right in. We're going to jump right into this week's Welcome to Plexus. So I'm going to screen share. Let me get on the right area. Oh, I'm already set up. And I'm going to screen share my screen. Here we go. And we are ready. We're going to, oh, and there I go. Okay, here we go.
To be here.
Do you need to pin the interpreter or anything?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Spotlight.
Okay, we're gonna pin our interpreter. There we go. Okay, and now we're gonna record. Can she see okay? Oh.
No, just a second. Maybe spotlight instead of pin.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. I spotlight for everyone. Remove all pinned videos. Okay, I will remove the pin. And now I can spotlight. Was that good?
I'm trying to figure out something.
Okay, I'm gonna give her just a minute.
Okay.
Good. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to push play, and this is our Welcome to Plexus video. We're going to watch this together, and then we're going to jump over to the live Team Fire Zoom. Here we go.
Let's get this show on the road, shall we? So welcome to our aptly named Welcome to Plexus call. This call is, if you're wondering kind of how to get started on your journey, I know we have a lot of brand new folks on the call, but how to get started on your journey, what are the first steps to take? Or maybe, hey, maybe you've been on your Plexus journey for a while and you're thinking, how do I kind of get the ball rolling? That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So I'm Alex Eldridge, the Senior Manager of International Ambassador Training. And today we're lucky enough to have Sapphire Ambassador Barry Martin Pouts. Did I say that right? I knew I was going to mess it up.
You did. You said it perfectly.
I even practiced too. Yeah, so we have Barry on the call here, and so she's a Sapphire Ambassador. And basically what that means is she is right at the top of our company. She's been there, done that. I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably made all the mistakes getting there. So you don't have to, because she's going to explain kind of some of the basic principles of how to get going, how to start sharing. And the beautiful thing about this company and this industry is she started right where you are, or right where you need to be. Everybody starts in the same place. So it's really up to you to kind of what your journey is going to look like. So get a couple of housekeeping items out of the way real quick. First of all, keep an eye on your chat. We're going to be going over a lot. So make sure you have a pen and paper, something to take notes on. But we're going to be putting helpful links in that chat as well. So you don't have to go find all the resources that you have available to you.
I'm going to pause it really quick. I will post the direct link to this this call that we had so that you guys can go in the comments and find those links that he's talking about, because this happened yesterday. So we're just rewatching this. So the links are going to be in the comments on this, and I'll post that.
In the virtual office. So one thing is our train me text messages. So if you haven't yet, get out your phone and text to the number 753-987 and text the word, one word, train me, TRAINME. And I know we have a lot of friends in Canada on the call as well. So for our Canadian ambassadors, text train CA to the same number. And what that's going to do is you'll start receiving automated text messages that will keep you up to date on the next webinars coming up, the next training calls, the next events, as well as send you recordings from the previous ones. So, we all have a lot on our plates. Seems like we all have even more on our plates these days, right? And so it's just one less thing that you have to think about or go find. It's just one more thing that you can automate in your life. So take advantage of that. And also, specifically for our new ambassadors, but it's open to everybody, is our Plexus New Ambassador Academy Facebook page. And this is where you can get all the down low on how to get your journey started. It's also a safe place to answer questions, right? There's no stupid questions anywhere in Plexus, but it's somewhere you can go to find resources, get questions answered. And it also has what are called units that will guide you through certain steps. So how do I start sharing? How do I use social media to my advantage? All those things are available to you in that Plexus New Ambassador Academy. So also, we just had a big announcement of our new product, Immune Plus. I'd love to see in the chat, has anyone started taking Immune Plus yet? Barry, I see Barry has. Throw that in the chat. Well, you have, yeah, Jennifer, Carla, oh, yep. A lot of people started taking it. Carla says amazing. So if you want to find out more about it, you actually have a toolkit available to you that has all kinds of information, shareables, videos, things that you can send your friends and family, and all types of things in there. We're going to throw a link in the comments here so you can find that toolkit. So again, we have the amazing Barry Martin Pouts, you said it right, Sapphire Ambassador on with us. First of all, thank you so much. I know, especially this time of the month, you have a lot going on, both in your personal life and your business life. So thank you for taking the time this evening to be with us. Do you want to take kind of a quick second to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm so excited to be here, Alex. Thank you. It was a huge honor to be asked to do this call. And yes, I was there where everyone is. It's on this call. If you're brand new, I've been there too. I've been with Plexus since 2014. I am 53 years old and mother of a 10-year-old girl, River. And my husband and I, with River, all live here in Dallas, Texas.
Thanks. Well, yeah, I'm very, very excited for you to be here. So get this little window out of the way so I can actually see. So we have Barry on to talk about some specific items tonight. So one is setting expectations. So setting goals and expectations, right? We always say this is a journey, and it's so true. And setting those goals and expectations the right way is very, very important. Also, some of the benefits that you have available to you. You have a ton of benefits and resources available to you. We're going to go over high level over some of those most important ones when you're first starting out. And also sharing. We always talk about sharing. That we don't sell anything. It's sharing with the people you care about, the people you love. So how to share and the right way to do that. And then also, I'm going to go over then some of the resources that you have available to you to get you kind of to your next steps. So Barry, without further ado, I'd love for you to kind of talk about setting goals and how you teach your team how to set goals and expectations.
Okay, great. So I think that when you first start with Plexus, you know, we're coming in here and you're trying these products because someone either told you about them, you saw someone's post about them, you are interested in investing in yourself, at least, or trying something. I know that when I first saw my best friend Erin Key's post about Plexus and her pink drink, I sent her some little snarky message about whatever it was, but I was interested in it because I trusted her because I knew that what she says in the world is usually very honest person. So I was interested in trying the products. Really, my health goals in the beginning were just simply to lose weight. And I kind of had a little tagline about it, and I was going to be real cute and lose weight with me and stuff like that. But I just wanted to try it for myself. And then I had some major health issues that these products help with. And so I was able to quickly share these things and learn more about gut health about these products. So in setting your goals for what you're looking for, the first thing I can say is if you're invested in yourself to get this far and to try these products, then be consistent with them. Take them every day. If you don't know exactly how to take them or you need a plan on how to do that, talk to your sponsor. There's resources like Alex was talking about on the investor community pages, and learn how to be most successful with the products that you're taking. Take them every day, drink your water, set the goals. What are you looking to do? When I first started these products, like I said, I was just looking for weight loss. I didn't realize that I had gut health problems. I didn't realize that some of the health issues that I had was because I've been taking medication that was kind of masking the issues and causing problems in my gut. I know so many people are in the same situation as I was. When I was just a month in the triplex, so many things changed for me, and I was so grateful and so excited that it was easy for me to share what was going on. You may not even know what your health goals are. I have people who join my team for sleep because they weren't sleeping, and regulating everything in your system helps you sleep better, which helps you be better throughout your day. So figuring out your health goals and what you're looking to do may be bigger than what you think it is. So I always tell people, like, figure out what you're looking for. When I'm talking to someone, a potential or a friend or a new ambassador about what they're looking to do with their products, I'm basically wanting to figure out who they are, what their background is. How can I help? Because we know that these plant-based products can help you with so many different things. It's mind-blowing. And I just feel like I have to learn about them or about what people are looking for to be able to help them the best. So one thing I say to do is write down what your health goals are. Figure out what that is. Secondly is to be super consistent with the products and drink your water every day. These kinds of things are the way to be most successful with your products. You want to get the best out of what you're doing here. And so I say commit to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a holistic approach, right?
Yes.
A lot of people come to Plexus. Yeah, a lot of people come to Plexus looking for some weight management, some weight loss, but there are so many other benefits that you may not even realize.
It's so much bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. Goal number one is take your products consistently, right? Keep them somewhere you see them every day. So you're going to stay on that journey. We didn't get to where we are overnight, right? It is a journey. And as you said, commit. And you mentioned something as well, to be specific. So I'd really encourage you, our amazing training team has put together kind of a tracker that you can print out. And I'd really encourage you to print out and fill it out and be specific. Think of, okay, what, most people that I talked to that came to Plexus, the number one thing is, well, I'm sick and tired of feeling sick and tired.
Yep.
If that's your goal, that I just want to feel better, great. In what time? What timeline am I looking at to feel better? Be specific about those. So I would do that in the next 24, 48 hours. Sit down, write out your goals, and put them somewhere visible. So put them on your nightstand is a good place, or on the refrigerator. And I think that in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, you'll be able to look back and go, wow, look at where I was and look where I am now. And speaking of that, I know you have a really great kind of transformation story. I'd love for you to share that a little bit.
Yes, and Alex, I agree with that. I also agree with sharing your goals with your sponsor or with whoever your accountability partner is, or whoever you've locked arms with. It's always better and more fun to do with someone else. So when I locked arms with Erin, and this will be about my story here in a second, that we were accountable to each other. We both wanted each other to succeed, and so we were accountable with each other. So I totally agree with that. So yes, this is me. I think my daughter was 3 then. I had my daughter at 43 years old. She was a grateful godsend to us that I was shocked when I was pregnant, but I was so excited. I gained 65 pounds when I had her at 43 years old, and had never really taken supplements before or was interested in that. I lost some of the weight after I had her. I mean, she was 6 pounds, 8 ounces, and I was literally like, where's the rest of this? Where's the rest of these pounds? A couple of years later, one of my best friends that I'd worked with, I was a fashion stylist, worked in the fashion industry for doing print ads and commercials, music videos. And that's where I met my best friend, Erin Key. She was a producer that I worked with. And she was sharing, and so this was years later, we'd had our kids, and she retired from the business. And she had 3 kids in 3 years. Our daughters are about a month apart. And she was sharing about this pink drink. And I was like, super skeptical. Like, what does she know about this? What is this? I told you I sent her a snarky message about it, but I wanted to try it. I was super, super skeptical, and didn't want to tell anyone. And she was already in the business and excited about it and wanting to think, this is what we're going to do. This is going to be the thing we're going to do together. And I was like, no, this is not it. I'm on a huge job, styling. Again, I told you I had some severe health issues that would be triggered by smells and scents and things like that. And after I guess it was like a month on the triplex, those went away. And the health issues went away. I just have not had any of the same things since then. So I'm super grateful for her, super grateful for these products. A little more on my story was she decided we were going to do this together, and she, I think, helped me buy my welcome pack. I was not interested in doing that at the time, but I was like, okay. I did a little post on social media about it because she told me to with my products, and all my products were gone that day, as well as the stuff I purchased for myself. That's the power of sharing something. And I wasn't even sure what I was doing. We now have been in the business for 6.5 years. We are both Sapphire Ambassadors. I've locked arms with my best friend. I have met so many amazing people on the way on this journey. And it's consistency. We have something in Plexus. Our products are so incredible. They are so amazing. The world needs them.
Yes.
I'm so grateful we have children's products now too, that my child can take and to get their gut health in early on. So I know that we have so many different things. These pictures right here are about 9 pounds difference. It looks like so much more, but it's all inflammation. I had so much inflammation in my body and I had no idea. But I know that I'm a better person today. I am a happier person. I have retired my styling career, which I love so much, but I love making people feel good on the inside way more than dressing on the outside.
Yeah, and I'm loving some of the comments in here. Aging backwards, so beautiful. I love it. Yeah, it's such a great transformation, great story, and I love the way that you frame it as well. So to help you on your journey, whatever your journey may be, you have a lot of important benefits available to you. And the first one is a welcome pack. So within your first 30 days of being an ambassador, you can buy a welcome pack. Well, so from now on, you get 25% off of whatever you purchase as an ambassador. Well, welcome packs are discounted up to 41%, and they're really designed to help you get off on the right foot, right? And another benefit you have that's connected to that is we have a really great rewards program called Plexus Perks. So each month when your subscription processes, qualifying subscription, you can earn credits that you can then redeem free products for. Well, when you buy a welcome pack, you get 250 credits just for buying it. So if you weren't aware and you bought a welcome pack, you already have credits and you can find those in your virtual office. If you haven't taken advantage of that, I strongly suggest you get 41% off of these packs. So pretty decent deal. So Barry, I like to put people on the spot. What's your go-to product that you get for free?
The collagen for sure. I love the collagen. The Joy-M, all of the Joy-M products are amazing. I save up for those on my perks. So that's usually my big go-to.
Absolutely. I mean, if you think about all the products that we offer, you know, this concept that when I learned it years and years ago kind of blew my mind is whether you realize it or not, you own a store. You're a store owner. You have your own virtual storefront where you can buy products from yourself. So imagine all, you know, as Barry mentioned, the kids' vitamins, the different supplements, vitamins, or shakes, or face creams, or cleansers. Imagine all those things you buy from somebody else that you can buy from yourself. I don't know if you wanted to touch on that a little bit, Barry.
Absolutely. So sharing is caring. I used to make a joke when I first started with Plexus that I use this like lash boost stuff that I used to get on Amazon. And I probably sold or shared, I guess, I don't know, hundreds of them to all my friends. Everyone I knew was using it. And this is some little lash serum that they had on Amazon, and I loved it, and my lashes got long, and so I shared it with everyone. And now, but I never got any money for that. It was no kind of a bonus back. When I first started sharing Plexus, it's the same. I share Plexus because I love it. I share my hairdresser because I love him. I share my feather girl because I love her. I share things from my heart. I'm brutally honest. So being able to share and then make money back, not even on your customers, but on your own products, on your own orders, on the things that you order for your family. My mother called me the other day. She's like, I have some money in my pay portal. What's this from? And I'm like, well, Mom, that's because you're ordering your products every month. So it's amazing to be able to order in your own, basically shop in your own store because you're going to be making money back. Sorry, my lighting is getting crazy. It's a little kind of turn over here.
That's all right. The sun is shining on you. I love it. Yeah, you can buy from your own store. And I love that. I've seen a lot of comments in here. And Kim, yes, this is recorded. So if you text train me, you got the train me text, you'll get a recording automatically sent to you. And I believe by just registering for this call, you should get a recording within the next 24 hours. But yes, so you can buy from your own store and get kind of cash back on it on top of that. And you can also, as you mentioned, share with your friends. You're already doing it, whether you realize it or not. We share the things that we love with the people that we love, right? You go to a restaurant, and, oh, you gotta try this for us. They have the best spaghetti or whatever. You go see a movie. Oh, you gotta see this movie. It's a great, great movie. Well, what if those actions, you actually got cash back on that? So sharing is caring. I saw that a lot in the comments. And can you kind of touch on this a little bit? So we talk about sharing a lot, and that can be really nerve-wracking to people, right? How do I start sharing? Why should I, and how do I get that started?
So I think that sharing is caring. Sharing for me is I'm one of those people who shares everything I love. And why wouldn't you want your friends to be successful? When we find something that we love, we want them to have it too, to have the joys that you have. Plexus, well, one, I mean, it's just like an all over thing. I mean, it's the products, it's the community, it's the financial gains, it's everything. I have so many amazing relationships because I've shared Plexus. I've met so many people in my downline that is one of my biggest joys and my biggest treats is the relationship building that I've learned through Plexus. Sure, I've signed some of my best friends to join me. I've had some of my friends, one of my senior reviews probably on this call, quit on me. And as a customer, and when she came back, I told her that the only way she could do that was if she joined wholesale and completely manipulated the situation. And she's become a rock star because I shared with her. So I think that you have to share Plexus and share what our products can do, share the opportunity, share. Everyone's looking to have a community, to have a safe place, to have like-minded people, to be able to lift each other up, to be able to be healthier. I know that I met a woman last weekend, or 2 weeks ago, I was in Florida, and I met a woman, beautiful woman in the bathroom at watercolor in. And she and I were talking, and she was the same age as me, 53, and she had a 32-year-old. And I was like, huh? And I realized that I know that one of the main reasons that I'm so grateful that Erin shared with me about Plexus is that I want to be the best mom I can. I'm an older mom for a young girl, and I just feel like I want to be the best I can be. And that's what I want for my friends. That's what I want for their friends. That's what I want for my family. That's what I want for everyone. And I feel like if you're able to share social media, texting, whatever you do, how amazing these products are, or just get them to try to do this journey with you. You have 60 days when you first try our products to try them. So again, commit to yourself for 60 days and grab your friends to do that with you. Like we talked about accountability earlier, when you have people doing things with you, it's kind of like a new restaurant. You don't want to go by yourself, you want your friends to go with you. So that's one of the things that I think has been so amazing in sharing. And because I shared, I have this huge team of amazing, like-minded people who also want to share and also kind of go like this picture you have over here of everyone's hands makes me so happy. That's what Plexus is. And the other one is jumping up and down. That's what we're doing. I'm such a passionate lover of Plexus because it's done so much for my health, so much for my family's future. I've been able to stay home with my daughter rather than taking these 3-week styling jobs where I'm out of town. And it's all because someone shared.
Sharing is caring, and it can be financially rewarding too. So the first thing that we like to teach new ambassadors is how to get their products paid for, right? And you can do that by bringing your friends along with you. So we have what's called a Fast Start program that I'm not going to get too much into it, but if you bring 3 friends along with you, we basically double some of your bonuses. So you can earn up to about $305 US within your first 30 days for sharing with your 3 best friends. And that really is what it's about. That's the magic recipe, right? Is when you're first starting out, sharing with the people you're comfortable with. Hey, my sister, hey, I'm doing this thing. I would like for you to come with me. Then making your first social media post. And then from there, depending on what interactions you get, you can go in a couple different directions. So Barry, can you kind of walk us through what that would look like?
Finding 3 friends.
Yeah, so I'm a brand new ambassador and I want to reach out to my mom, my best friend, and my sister and get them to come along this journey with me.
So I think that yes, this is kind of what I put together. So I think I think the best thing to do when you are brand new and you're thinking about, how can I have my products paid for, is to talk to your sponsor. Write down 3 people that you're interested in, 3 to 5 people that I think would be interested in our products or interested in this journey with you. Send them a message, shoot them a text. If you're not going to know everything right off the bat, you're brand new. Get them in a 3-way chat with your upline Your upline has had more experience, get them in a chat with another upline. If you're brand new doing it together, have that upline, get the 3-way chat, a 4-way chat, where people can all talk and you can learn more. This is the best way for you to learn how to share Plexus, is by seeing other people who have done it. I think just reaching out to someone with a text, Plexus has amazing resources now. It's just grown so much in the last few years, but we have a great YouTube channel with tons of videos. There's a Plexus Engage app where you can send samples and you can send videos straight from there. It's just awesome. There's so many different ways that you can share with your friends and family this journey that you're on and be able to share the products with them.
Yeah, and Kimberly in the chat, you hit the nail on the head, where there's people out there that are struggling. I want to read exactly what he said. I have no idea how many people in my network were struggling with things Plexus can help with, but no one talks about it. Hey, we all look perfect on social media, right? Well, we all got our thing, and there are so many people around you that you could be a blessing for them. You can help them with whatever they're struggling with. So another important step is to make your first post, kind of a declaration, start using social media. What I see a lot of people do is go on Facebook or Instagram and go, hey, I just joined Plexus and I have Plexus for sale. Who wants to buy some? Not usually the one that works out the best. Can you kind of coach me on how I should do that?
Absolutely. So on your first, if you're willing to make your first post and hopefully encouraged by your sponsor or by us today, you do have something to share. We do have something that people need. Our products do amazing things. This post that I have, that's actually me jumping on there. It's so funny. But posting something like what I put here, that you're starting a journey, you are taking something that's going to balance your blood sugar levels, help with inflammation, help you sleep better, get a better mood, help you slim down for summer, all those different things. And that you would love for your friends to kind of come do it with you or try it with you. Who's in? I mean, who's not looking for positivity on Facebook? Who's not looking for, this is things you're sharing with them. You're sharing things that it's doing for you or things that you've seen it do for your sponsor. You may not have any results yet, but someone somewhere has posted something that's made you join Plexus. So go ahead and put a post up there. Go ahead and reach out to your friends. Go ahead and talk about the things that you're looking for it to do. Even if you've had no results, this is what it does for other people. I did a post the other day about my daughter and loving the microbiome drink. And I've had so many people reaching out to me about it. Even my neighbor stopped me earlier today. And I thought, gosh, I guess people just don't know unless we share. So you have to share what you have, what the journey you're starting. You are starting a journey with some holistic, amazing plant-based products that are going to change people's lives. So just put a little post together. You do one with your pink drink, like this cute girl over here in this picture. You can do anything you want to do. But I agree, don't sell it, share it.
Yeah, and leverage your sponsor, as Barry was saying. So the person that brought you to Plexus, get them on the phone and say, hey, I'm in, let's go. I want to make my first post, can you help me? And we also have in the chat a really great resource to help you with that as well. And on our new Ambassador Facebook page, New Ambassador Academy. I wanted to take a second to point out some really key items here. So one is, as you mentioned, you may be brand new. You may not have your own story yet, but you don't have to wait, right? You've seen someone that has whatever you're looking for. And so I love how you put it in this. I've been watching Barry, I've been watching Sarah. She has had these great results. I want this, I'm going for this. So that's number one. You don't have to have your own story yet, that'll come. Two is the picture. People want to see pictures of you. They want to see your face and your life. And that's, people are sitting there scrolling all day long. That's what they're going to stop and go, oh, hey, there's my friend. So make sure you do that as well. Yeah, absolutely. And don't wait. A lot of the high-level ambassadors that I've talked to over my almost 10 years here, the number one thing is that I wish I wouldn't have waited. So don't wait, go out there and get it. Absolutely. So now that I've shared with my friends, my family, and I've started using social media, I've made my first post, people are probably starting to interact with me. I'm getting text messages, I'm getting comments, people are asking questions, and I'm like, now what, right? Well, one of the great resources we have available to you, as well as your sponsor, is the Plexus Engage app. So this is a completely free tool that you have available to you just by becoming an ambassador. And it's all about how to interact with people. So it's an automated system that will alert you when it's time to follow up with someone. It'll give you verbiage. Hey, you can use this verbiage or make it your own. And then once you've done that, it'll walk you through the next step and the next step. Two really great things about the Engage app. Oh, and there's all kinds of videos and resources in there as well that you can send information to people. So two really amazing things. That was one, you have 3 free sample credits. There's all kinds of samples in the app that
I'm going to pause it real quick, guys. This one went a little bit long, but we need to jump over to our Team Fire page because they are live right now. They just went live. So I'm sorry I have to cut that short, but I want to make sure we get in on the live happening right now in Team Fire. So I'm pulling that up just as we speak. Thank you for your patience. That one went just a little bit long. Usually those are right at about 30 minutes. And let me go ahead and screen share. And here we go.
March 4 years ago. And I started hoping for weight loss and secretly hoping that it would also help me with my constipation issues. And I got so much more than that. So what I noticed, I'm just going to walk you through what that looked like for me. This isn't common, but for me, the first week on the products, I found out that I was having more energy. I was very much a coffee drinker, and not like a tiny cup of coffee. I drank like big cups of coffee, 2 in the morning, 2 every afternoon. And I remember I started this stuff and I was at an IEP meeting at work. I worked as a therapist and I was in a school before school hours, and it was 8 o'clock in the morning and I felt just mentally alert and I hadn't had coffee and I thought it was really odd. And I was like, I wonder if this is going to continue or if this is just like a fluke. And around 2 or 3 o'clock, my energy would normally slump again, and it didn't. So I was like, well, that's kind of cool. So, I mean, obviously 4 years later, I still have energy all day. And I was pleasantly surprised by the end of that first week, I was also regular in the bathroom. If you've ever dealt with constipation, that is awful. I was just sluggish and bloated and just miserable a lot of the time. So that was cleared up within the first week for myself. And my son was Miralax dependent, and he's now completely free of that as well. By month 3, so I started in March. So like by 3 months from now, 4 years ago, I had noticed that I wasn't needing my allergy meds anymore. And that was huge for me because I used to have, the itchy eyes, the sneezing. And I remember today when I was thinking about this, I also dealt with my eyelids would actually get, the skin on them would get like kind of flaky and itchy with the spring season changes too. So that must have been allergy, autoimmune type related. And that has gone. I don't have that anymore. I noticed around the 3rd month also that my daily headaches that I was taking something for just kind of like stopped being a thing. So that was pretty awesome. And then I stopped having sinus infections. So I used to get them every spring, every fall, every head cold, every sneeze basically turned into a sinus infection for me. And I used to use a neti pot to flush things out because I wanted something natural. Turns out it was gut health related. I had no idea. Around 6 months in, I realized that my anxiety was way lower. I used to be on the highest dose of Zoloft, and like 200 milligrams highest dose. And that was the only thing they could put me on because when I started it, I was nursing. And about 6 months in on Triplex, I don't need that anymore. About a year into my journey is when I noticed that my monthly cycle had leveled out. My moods were stable. I remember the whole week before my cycle would start, I would feel like I just needed to cry. I was very weepy, and I had cramps, bloating, intense cravings. And after about a year on balancing out, I realized that I just didn't have it anymore. I actually have an app on my phone that tells me when things are going to start. So that's been like a godsend. And then right around the second year is when I finally hit my weight goal. It was very slow for me. It wasn't a quick thing. I was losing maybe about a half a pound to a pound a week. But it was because my cravings were finally changing and my energy was up. And I wasn't craving coffee anymore. I wasn't craving Diet Coke. I wasn't craving Diet Turkey Hill iced tea. Y'all, I really didn't drink water. And my habits were changing. And I had gone from the hardest habit for me to break was my nighttime eating, because I would basically starve myself all day, and then I would get the kids to bed, and my secret guilty pleasure was to just, eat everything. I would eat like almost the whole bag of chips and be like, well, there's not much left. I might as well just finish it. So I would eat the whole thing, and then I'd feel guilty, and then the next morning I'd feel bloated and miserable. So when I didn't have the cravings anymore, I was finally able to work on the habits, and it was just so much easier. So I went from a tight size 12, like the kind of 12 where you have to like lay on the bed and like work on closing everything, down to the 6. And I've been holding that for the last 2 years, just because I'm not dieting. So it's a lifestyle change. So I also wanted to share with you real quick, just the business side of things, what it's done for me. I was working as a therapist outside the home, as I mentioned, and I really had a desire to be home with my babies. My youngest was 2, and I had never gotten a chance to be a stay-at-home mom. I had 3 kids, and that was really something that was in my heart. And my husband and I were like, well, financially, we just can't do it. Like, there's not going to be a way. So when I was at just the gold income, we figured out, like, okay, if we get rid of childcare and we've got a little bit extra coming in, I think we can make this work. It'll be tight, but we can do it. So I was finally able to stay home, and that was a huge dream come true right there. But since then, I've doubled my income from that point in the past year. And because of that, getting my kids in sports hasn't been so hard. Getting them extra clothing when they needed them wasn't awful on our budget. Like, we were so tight with our monthly budget or our weekly budget that it was like, did we buy the kids new shoes, or do we make sure we have more variety in our grocery budget? Like, we had to pick and choose, and we just didn't have to. Over this last year, things really started to change for us. We became yes parents, and that's been huge for us. So we have a huge vision, and my team is in momentum. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my story in a nutshell.
Wow. Okay. Now I have to say, one part of your story I love is you talked about, well, at 3 months and then 6 months and a year. And then like in the second year, like you just kept going. And so the good things kept happening. And also I have to say that just from whenever I met you, that I know we've been on Zooms for several years, and then when you were just kind of starting to do the business and stuff, how the big change I have seen in you, Lenora, because at first you were kind of not sure of yourself, and I don't know about this, and now look at you, you're glowing and confident, and you're changing lives. Okay, and I you may not want to do this, I didn't ask you beforehand, but you can tell us how old you are.
Yeah, I just turned 40 this year.
Okay, so that absolutely blows me away, because looking at you, I would say, oh, she's 28. So you're aging backwards. And I just love that, because you seriously look younger than you did when I met you. And so that is amazing. And I know that, okay, also before you go, tell us how many people you have already personally sponsored this month.
I've sponsored 8 people so far this month.
Yeah, you hear that so far? And she's doing all the things. She's doing the things. And I know, when you first started the business, you weren't real outgoing and all that kind of stuff. And so you had to work on yourself to do this business, but every bit of it is worth it. All the work that we do is worth it. So is there anything else you want to share with someone, maybe about, about the business or whatever? Just tell us your last tips.
Honestly, when I stopped worrying so much about what everyone thought of me and just started thinking about more of what I could do for them, that really changed a lot.
I love that, because so many of us want to help people, but we get into this, oh no, what are people going to think? And we forget that so then we can't help anybody. We're not looking outside ourselves. So that is a wonderful thing for all of us to remember. So thank you so much. I had never heard all of your story. You have quite a bit, actually. quite a amazing changes in your life. And aren't you glad someone got over themselves and shared Plexus with you?
I am, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it changed your life. So, okay, thank you, Lenora. And I'm going to move on into the topic for tonight. You're welcome to stay or leave, whichever one you want to do. That's fine either way. Okay, so we're going to talk about, yes, thank you, Lenora. Okay, we're going to talk about how to start a new chapter in your business. And I think all of us have to start new chapters here and there. Sometimes life happens, and things happen to where we need to just have a fresh start. And it could be that things happened in our family or our lives, or it could be that things happened in our brain. The thoughts and the feelings that we have really keep us stuck or slow us down. And so I want to talk about, if you are just thinking, okay, I'm ready to get back into this, I want to give you some tips for how to do that. My family has always enjoyed reading aloud. We've homeschooled for 33 years now, and we've always enjoyed reading aloud. And we're talking about starting a new chapter in your business. And when we started a new chapter in a book, we didn't go back and keep rereading the previous chapters, because if we did that, we never would have moved ahead and finished the book. And so you can't keep looking back at what you used to do, or how good you did when you first started, or how I used to be so good at sponsoring or whatever. You can't keep looking back. I have a Plexus Lexus, which is an amazing, incredible blessing. I don't know if you know my story, but we have 12 children and we've always had one income. And so Plexus has been an amazing financial blessing for our family. But it has a backup camera, but it only turns on when I'm backing up, when the stick is in reverse. And so I can't drive forward looking in that camera, because I would never get anywhere, because it would only show me where I've been. And so look forwards. Maybe you need to start a clean page when you start a new chapter by maybe looking at what you need to forgive. Sometimes unforgiveness is blocking us, and we can't get blessings because we're holding on to unforgiveness. Maybe you need to forgive someone in your business. Maybe you need to forgive people who gave you a hard time about Plexus, or people who said mean things to you about network marketing or the products or whatever. Maybe you need to forgive your spouse. You feel like they didn't support you enough. Maybe you need to forgive your upline because you think they didn't do enough for you. Maybe you need to forgive yourself because you could have done better, or you think that, if only I would have known, and all those people that quit, I could have helped them. And, if I would have known then what I know now, and just kicking yourself down. Sometimes the most important person to forgive to move ahead is yourself. And this moves on into the next part, and that is when you're going to start a new chapter in your business, number one, take responsibility. So you can't be blaming anybody else. You can't blame your upline, or your name is on the paycheck. For everybody who says, well, nobody did this thing for me, there are plenty of diamonds who don't even know their upline, or their upline quit. They have had no upline support. In the diamond group, when people have achievements, sometimes their friends announce them because they don't have an active upline, but they got the diamond anyway because they took responsibility. I heard this, we had some jewel training this week, and I heard this line from Christina Williams, and she said, you have the business you deserve. Ooh, ouch. Because we really are responsible, and we do reap what we sow. And so where you are right now, just take responsibility. Knock out the emotions and the drama. Excuse me, take a drink here. Take the drama out of it and just take responsibility and think, okay, now I've learned a lot, and we're going to move ahead from here. But don't try to build what you want to, your future on what the past is. You can learn from the past, but don't keep looking back at it. And, taking responsibility is that you, instead of making excuses, your excuses become your reasons to do the business. Maybe you're saying, oh, well, I've got these little kids underfoot, or I'm homeschooling, or my husband's gone all the time. Okay, turn that around and make that your reason to build a business. So maybe your husband can be home more, and you're going to be creating a different future for your family. Number 2, decide that you're going to turn over a new leaf. You're going to start a new chapter in your business. The power of decision. When we decide something, we stop mulling over, why we did it wrong and why I am where I am now. And we look at our back office and feel bad, all those things. No, we just decide. And when you decide, then you get into action. Number 3 is to simplify. So I know that sometimes we get overwhelmed when we think about all the things we need to do. So it just shuts us down. We don't make a plan or anything. We just let everything swirl around in our brain. So writing it down and simplifying can help. I don't know what happened to my throat. I apologize. Excuse me. So don't let that swirl around in your head. I think I'm going to have to make this shorter because I can't get that out of my throat. Number 4. I heard this from Brooke Hemingway. I love what she said here, and that is to fall in love with rebuilding. Fall in love with the process. I would say most people in Plexus end up having to rebuild their business at some point or another, unless you're Celeste Glenn or somebody who has a massive team with many jewels. It's normal to have periods of rebuilding, and life happens, and maybe you don't do the business as much. And so fall in love with rebuilding. Do not be ashamed of rebuilding. Don't dread rebuilding. Don't feel like there's something wrong with you if you have to rebuild. And I was fine until I got on this call. Hang on just a second. Somebody didn't want me to tell this message. Okay, and the last one, number 5. And my team has heard me say this, and that is chop wood, carry water. That's basically what we do in this business. This is something else I heard in the jewel training this week, and that is 3 things. Number 1, you talk to people about that you've never talked to about Plexus. And this can be part of the relationship building and all that, but that's number 1. You're talking to people that you've never shared Plexus with before. Number 2, you follow up with people that you have talked to about Plexus in the past. And number 3, teach other people how to do that. Gosh, you guys, this was going to be such a good talk, and now I feel like I can't get through it. I don't know what's in my throat. Okay, and it's not about doing more and more. It's about knowing the activities that are the most important and doing them no matter what. I know we get into making graphics and we're thinking about our brand and, all the busy work, getting in team groups and, doing all those little things that make us feel so busy when we actually didn't do one single income producing activity. You know what's income producing? You have to sell stuff.
Yep.
You have to tell people about what you have. And if you, I guess I'm kind of over saying, no, it's not selling, we're sharing. You know what? It is selling. And we have an obligation to let people know about these products and this business because it'll benefit them so tremendously. I'm so grateful someone shared the business and the products with me. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, it is selling because everybody on earth sells. You're selling your kids on getting your room clean. You're selling your husband on, buying a certain thing that you want. All of this, if you want to talk about it in that way. And so that is an income producing activity. So that is something you have to tell people about what you have. You have to make sure that while you're doing those things that are really important for your business, things like posting on social media, messaging people, sharing the business, maybe more than you do now. You have to make sure that your energy is filled with joy and enthusiasm, even when it gets tough. So you can't be up and down and up and down. You pretty much have to keep the vision and keep the attitude and the thoughts in your head where you have an energy of joy and enthusiasm. You cannot complain on social media about your life and how you feel and your husband and your kids, and then talk about Plexus, because that energy coming through from you is not joy and enthusiasm. It's negative and complaining. And so I'm not saying that you have to be, not be who you are, but I'm just saying there's wisdom in what you can and cannot share. There are ways to share if you're going through something tough. There are ways to share it in a way that doesn't drag people down or have a negative energy. And if you need help with that, then ask friends or ask your upline, ask someone to help you look at your social media and see if they can give you some suggestions, or see if they can, what the kind of the vibe they get from your social media.
Yeah.
And from all the words that you speak all the time, the energy that you give off to people. And I apologize for the something in my throat, so I'm going to cut this a little bit short, but I hope this is helpful. The biggest thing about starting a new chapter in your business is to change your thoughts, change how you're thinking about it, your perspective. Quit thinking it's going to be so hard and just do something. Because if you get into activity, even if it's just posting every day, or staying consistent on your social media, then you're going to feel good about yourself. You'll have that success, then you'll move to the next thing, and it'll slowly build. But if you're just over in the corner, berating yourself, being down on yourself, thinking it's going to be so hard to start a new chapter in my business, then you'll just stay there, because you won't take action, because you're telling yourself. If you're continually asking yourself, what's wrong with me, your brain's going to answer. So instead, ask, how can I get this going again?
Yes.
So I hope this has been helpful. I apologize. Lenora's testimony made the whole call worth it. So I hope you were inspired by that. And just everybody go out and finish the month of March strong, because everybody you bring in from now till the end of the month, everybody you bring in March will count for retention credits in April for the success sprints. And so that's going to be helpful to you. All right, everybody, we have lots of people to go help. We'll talk to you later.
Wow. Oh my goodness, guys. How amazing was that? That was such a good call. I know she felt like she had something stuck in her throat, so it wasn't that great, but starting a new chapter, that just spoke to me in so many different ways. How she was like, how do you start this chapter? Is there somebody you need to forgive? Because you guys know, how stuck we can get when we've got unforgiveness or bitterness in our heart. I've been there. And your whole perspective on everything changes. How can you share love and peace and joy and hope with people when you're stuck in bitterness? So what a great way to start that. That's amazing. And then take responsibility, take the drama out, and figure out, all right, what do I need to do? I love this. I'm like, I've got pages of notes I was taking, and your excuses become the reason to build the business. Like, I can use my kids as an excuse. Well, I've got 6 kids and one's nursing and I'm up late. That's why I should do the business, not an excuse to put it off or postpone for my kiddos. This was so great. And then one thing I wanted to point out when we were watching the Welcome to Plexus video, did you hear what she said? She's been doing the business for 6 years and she's a sapphire. She's not diamond. She's not double diamond. She wasn't all these different things. She's been working the business for 6 years and she's arrived at sapphire. Everyone's journey is different. We always hear about the ones that went diamond in 13 months and went diamond in 2 years. And we always hear those stories. But guys, there are tons of people out there that are just like me and slow and steady. So don't compare. Mitzi and I have been talking about this. We are going to put blinders on. We are not comparing our journey. and we are focused because, yeah, that's right, blinders on. We are not comparing our journey because I don't care if it takes me another 4 years or so to arrive at Diamond, it's still going to be worth it. It's still going to be worth it. So I just want to encourage you guys with that. When she said, I've been doing the business for 6 years and I'm a Sapphire, I was like, oh, that's so refreshing to hear. Everybody's journey is different. So anyway, guys, it is that time. We're wrapping this up. We have the recording, so we'll be posting this. Thank you, Brandon, for interpreting. I hope you guys have an amazing evening. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.